Your edits are giving you away, not because you are choosing the wrong effects or using the wrong app. It's 5 specific mistakes that most creators make without even realizing, and every single one of them is fixable today. I'm Agnes, and I'm here to help you master CapCut, the easy way. Let's jump in. The first mistake we are talking about is cutting carelessly. I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like using my own raw footage. This is a real mistake from a real take. Watch. Before we cut anything, let's make the timeline easier to work with. Click the 3 dots on the timeline, go to audio waveform size and set it to 60%. While you are there, click again and set the track height to tall as well. Now zoom in. Use Command and Scroll on Mac or Control and Scroll on PC. You never want to cut while fully zoomed out because you simply cannot see the timing accurately. Now look at the waveform. What you are seeing here is your entire performance laid out visually. The flat section are usually pauses, breaths, or mistakes we want to remove. But not every mistake is visible here, so always play through the clip properly instead of cutting blindly. So play through the entire clip first and go through everything. Cut out the gaps, the pauses, the arms, and the ahs, even the breath that adds nothing to your clip. Work through it systematically from start to finish. Place your playhead at the start of the pause or breath and hit B to slice the clip there. Now move the playhead to the end of the pause where the good audio picks up again and hit Q. That deletes everything to the left of the playhead, removing just the pause, and the timeline closes up cleanly. If you need to delete the right side instead, hit W after your cut, that is delete right. Same logic, opposite direction. Then when you hit a section where you started a sentence, stumble and start it again, that is where we handle it specifically. Now, here is the part most people miss. When you remove a section and there is a head position change or a hand movement between the 2 sides of the cut, the jump will be obvious. So whenever you can, cut during a movement rather than in a still moment. Mid-gesture, mid-head turn, that's your cut point. The eye is tracking the motion, so it doesn't register the edit. When there is no movement to cut on, add the subtle punch-in on the second clip. Scale it up just slightly and reposition so the framing feels like an intentional choice rather than a visible edit. There is also the transcript feature worth knowing about. Click that button here on the timeline and CapCut turns your entire audio into a readable script. You can then hit edit, highlight any word, phrase or pause directly in the transcript and delete it. The clip adjusts on the timeline automatically. If you prefer working with words rather than waveforms, this can be faster. Multiple ways to get the same result. Clean cutting is one of the biggest differences between edits that feels professional and edits that instantly feel amateur. Let's keep going. The second mistake is something I see constantly, and once you see it, you will not be able to unsee it. Random punch-ins with no consistency and an eye line that jumps every time there is a cut. Watch this clip. You can see the framing changing constantly with no rhythm. Wide, then tighter again. And watch the eye line across those cuts. The face jumps to a different position on screen each time. That feels messy to watch, even if the viewer cannot tell you exactly why. Let's fix the eye line first. Click the 3 lines above the preview window. Go to Guides and Rulers, then Show Rulers. A 2-way arrow will appear, just here. Click it and drag a horizontal line down to the eye level. Now go to the next cut and adjust the position of that clip so the eye level matches exactly. Immediately smoother, isn't it? Now the zoom. Most beginners just add 2 keyframes, scale the clip up and leave it there. That leaves the movement linear and constant speed movement instantly feels artificial. On the second keyframe, right click, go to to show all presets and choose ease. Now play it back. That same zoom now has acceleration and deceleration, and it feels natural and intentional now. That one change, ease on your keyframes, is probably the fastest way to make your edits stop looking like they were made by a beginner. Every animation you build should have it applied. Every single one. Next up is the color grade. A lot of beginners either skip color entirely or push it way too hard. Both makes the edit look unfinished. This clip is shot in 𝗙𝗥𝗘𝗘, so the first thing applied is an 𝗙𝗥𝗘𝗘 to Rec. 709 conversion to bring it back to a natural baseline. On top of that, there is a lot applied, but the intensity is pushed too far. Skin tones are too orange, saturation is too high, and it starts feeling overwhelming. Highlight the lot and bring the intensity down somewhere around 40 to 60. Depending on the footage. Anything above that starts overpowering the footage rather than enhancing it. Now reduce the saturation slightly depending on how heavy the lot is sitting. Pull back the contrast slightly and nudge the exposure if the image feels too bright or too flat after those adjustments. You are not chasing a dramatic look here. You are making the image feel clean, balanced, and just intentional. Quick one before we carry on. If you want free assets to use in your edits right now, there is a free creator starter pack at 𝗙𝗥𝗘𝗘𝗥. You get horizontal mattes, social media mattes, outline frames, an 𝗙𝗥𝗘𝗘𝗘 lot, and 15 CapCut effect tutorials. Each one is under a minute and designed to create the kind of scroll-stopping visual hooks that make people stop and watch. All free. Links in the description. This is probably the most visible amateur tell in the whole edit, and it is also the easiest to fix. Multiple fonts, random colors, captions bouncing and flashing constantly. Your text is giving you away. Look at this. Multiple fonts, oversized captions, thick outlines, and constant bouncing animations. It's visually exhausting, isn't it? Let's clean this up. Font first. Replace everything with 𝗙𝗙𝗢𝗔𝗧𝗘𝗥. Poppins or 𝗦𝗧𝗔𝗙 work just as well. Clean, minimal, and easy to read. That's the main goal. Next, tidy up the color. Instead of red, yellow, and white all at once, bring it down to white and one accent color only. Use it sparingly and only when the clip allows it. Now the captions. Reduce the size and keep them lower on the screen so they support the content instead of dominating it. Go to animations, then captions. Fade in, fade to, or multi-line are the ones I reach out for. If you want to go a step further, multi-line combo looks genuinely cinematic when it moves, but adjust the caption position for that one. 40% of people watch videos with the sound off. If your captions look like an afterthought, that 40% of your audience getting a worse experience than they should. One font, one accent color, subtle animation. That's all you need. And the last one is audio. This catches almost everyone out because most people cannot hear the problem until they know what to listen for. Most beginner edits either have weak voice audio or music that completely fights the dialogue. You can see the waveforms at the bottom of your clip on the timeline. Under the preview window, click the two lines. When you play the video, you can see the levels. This clip is sitting between -12 and -20, which is too soft. Go to CapCut, hit Settings, go to Edit, and where it says Target Loudness, set this to YouTube. That is -14 LUFS, the standard for spoken audio on YouTube. Click Save. Now click on your clip, go to the Audio tab and select Normalized Loudness. Watch those waves. Now go to the volume slider and bring it down to around -2 to -4. On YouTube, you want to be sitting between -6 and -12. That's your target range. Now the music. Select your music clip and bring the volume down to around -20 as your starting point. Play both tracks together. The voice should sit clearly on top, and the music should feel like it is underneath the edit, not competing with it. If the music is still fighting the voice, bring it down further until the balance feels right. Now add tiny fades to the start and to the end of your music clip. Grab the edge and pull the fade handle in slightly. That removes the harsh starts and stops and makes the whole thing feel immediately smoother. And while you are in the audio section, sound effects are worth adding too. Used subtly, sound effects can help transitions and graphics feel connected to the edit instead of just appearing on screen. Listen to this. If you've ever tried to move a whole section and ended up with your video in one place, your text somewhere else, and your audio completely out of sync, this is going to save you a lot of time. These details make your edit feel deliberate and layered rather than just footage with music on top. And if you want to skip building all of this from scratch, all the assets used today are available right now. If you want everything in one place, the Creator Asset Pack has lots, motion graphics, motion backgrounds, overlays, and sound effects, all built to work together and designed to speed up your entire workflow. Links in the description. 5 mistakes, all fixable today, and your edits will immediately feel more professional. If this helped, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Now go, create something awesome, and I'll see you in the next one.